Welcome back again to the Legal Vixen podcast. I'm trial attorney Karen Kenny, and back with me again for another session is my daughter, Samara Leilani.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I know we had a lot to cover.
Yes.
So we were going to do another segment and get into the fun influencer stuff.
Yes, there's a lot of it.
Yeah, so you grew up when, I'm going to sound like a bad parent, but how old were you when you had your own phone?
I don't know about my own phone, but
Too young.
I remember Facebook was my baptism gift. So.
Oh, that's really bad.
I got Facebook when I was 9.
Are you serious?
After Grandpa baptized me, yes.
Oh my God. What was I look like such a bad parent now.
We didn't know. Yeah, I had Facebook when I was 9. I got Instagram when I was 10. TikTok. Well, I was on Musical.ly.
Yeah,
when
Musical.ly.
I was, like, 12,
What was Musical.ly?
It's TikTok.
Oh, okay.
It's the exact same app.
Interesting.
Somebody else just bought it. So I was on Musical.ly when I was 12. I wasn't, like, trying to be famous or anything or, like, really posting. It was, like, the casual posting everybody would do as kids, like, you know. What's that? And then Musical.ly turned to TikTok. A lot of people had, I think, deleted Musical.ly or something, because TikTok wasn't popular the way Musical.ly was at first. And
What year or how old were you?
When the switch happened, I want to say it happened 2017, maybe?
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. It might be 2018. But a lot of people weren't using Musical.ly, TikTok, and then the pandemic rolled around. Then the pandemic rolled around. I had re-downloaded it before that. I think I always had it. I never deleted it. But I started using it when it gained popularity, and I wasn't making my own content or anything or, like, really posting. I just scrolled on the app a lot. So I'm very well versed with a lot of, like, the niche references of 2020 and just... There's so much in that world of early TikTok days. It's just, if you know, you know. I'm very familiar with all that. But I started posting, I want to say, I made, like, my first posts in 2019. My first post that blew up was me putting the CDs on my ceiling.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And I hate it now. I want them down.
It's really cool look, though.
I don't like it anymore. It's so tacky, but whatever. I decided to do that. Posted it. That got, I don't know. I want to say like 900,000 views. It wasn't anything crazy.
That's a lot.
And then, yeah. At the time, it was a lot. Because at that time, people who went viral on TikTok would get the most retention when it came to followers and likes and everything. And then for a period of time, that stopped. Like really good retention, and then it's like kind of coming back right now, I feel like, but the algorithm's changing. We'll get there eventually. But that was my first video that blew up. Second video that blew up, I don't know. I think I didn't post for a while.
What was the one where you did makeup on a tortilla chip?
Oh, that was my second one that blew up. I did makeup on a tortilla chip. That was also during the pandemic.
So funny.
Yeah, but, like, I was making stupid videos. Like, I wasn't trying to be an influencer.
You put lashes on it.
I did glue lashes on it. I wasn't trying to be an influencer by any means at that point, though. I was, like, making stupid videos. I was, like, thinking people would like this. I don't know. What was I doing? I don't know. And then around 20... What year is it now? 2023.
Oh.
Was when I started taking it seriously. So long gap between like 2020 and 2023. That's when I was like, I literally woke up one day around 2 years ago today. And I was like, I'm just going to see. Let me try posting every day. Let me get ready with me's. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't feel much shame for it. I think a lot of people get scared to get started because they're embarrassed or nervous. But I just kind of put myself out there, and I did not know how to talk to the camera at first at all. If you go watch my early videos, I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to, like, I've trained myself to talk this fast because I know people have short attention spans. I used to talk so slow.
I think I talk slow.
But you have to, because that's like your job. You need to make people understand
I
you.
get yelled at court reporters if I talk too fast.
They tell you so that's like
down.
You're literally trained to do that the way I'm trained to do the opposite. But anyways, so I started doing that every day, just posting get ready with me's or just, I don't know, figuring out how to create a relationship between me and a camera and what that means. And then one day, I posted a video thinking nothing of it.
Wait, which one?
Get ready with me to confront my plastic surgeon.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
And that got 10.5 million views.
Apparently people have that problem.
Apparently. And so, after that was when I was like, oh, because I received so much hate from that video.
Mm-hmm.
I received so much love, and because I didn't expect anything. I've never had a video blow up where I'm talking to the camera or anything at this point. Like, it was just out of control. I received so much at once that a person of my size or of my experience was not trained to receive. Mm-hmm. And I realized how well I handled it and how well I was able to compartmentalize the way people hate on me or talk about me or will say the most vile, vicious things.
There's a lot of that on social media.
Yeah, but a lot of people can't handle it. And so that was my true test, and it was really my true test. 10 million people. Like, that's a lot. I realized how well I handled that, and it didn't affect my mental health at all. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I am cut out for this. I gained 10,000 followers from that one video. People had interest in what more I had to say and my stories and, like, who I am. And so I was like, okay, let me keep going with this. And so I took that and I just ran with it. I started talking about myself in college. I realized that there is definitely an audience for the college-related content. And I started then talking about my experience in Greek life and my sorority experience at San Diego State University. I made a whole series just exposing Greek life, and that series got so much attention. Still does to this day. I still get so many DMs about it or questions, just because it wasn't just directed to San Diego State, but I kind of made a rush guide teaching girls how to rush as well, but just being real about it.
And not charging them.
Exactly, and not charging
I can't believe there's women that do that.
Oh my gosh. Like, you're 40. Grow up. Anyways, so I just wanted to figure out, because at this point I figured out the community I wanted to build. I want to build a community of girls like myself who are just trying to figure life out and who are just real and want the real shit told to them, how it is. And that's kind of what I did at that point.
Did Trisha Paytas ever influence you in that? Because who doesn't love Trisha?
Yes, but we'll get there.
Okay.
And so I was figuring out who I wanted to be online, who I wanted to attract, and I still haven't figured it out. You never figure it out. You just grow as a person and figure out how to grow your content with it. And, as much as hate as I got for the whole Rush series and whatnot, I helped so many people, and I realized I am cut out to do this. I can handle it. Because the thing is, when it comes to getting hate, if it's somebody behind a screen that comes from an anonymous account, that doesn't bug me. The stuff that will get to me is like people who will attack my character or make assumptions about my character. And so that's also made me realize, though, how I want to come off. And I think that's a really great thing, because when you become an influencer or someone who posts on social media consistently, you are perceived, and you have to be aware of how you're perceived, because you might be talking in a way that doesn't align with how you actually are as a person, just because it's all short form content.
Right.
And so mastering that and honing in on that and just really figuring out what I want to do with my platform and what type of content I want to make. Like, at this point right now, like, I'm never going to say it's always going to be the same, because at this point right now I'm doing more beauty and fashion and, like, hot topics and stuff. But I don't know, it's such a fun outlet for me.
And you changed your major.
Yeah, I did. Well, that was a whole thing within itself, because I tried to get a social media minor, and they're like, no, after I already took all the classes for it. But
don't you want to get a social media master's?
Yeah, if my grades are good enough to go to grad school.
They will be.
We'll see. We'll see after this week.
What?
Disney World. Anyways.
But
I don't know. I love doing social media. I love being inspired by people who do social media too. Like, there's so many people I've recently, because I just got signed to management, so since being signed, you kind of have to think about who you want to be online, and you have to follow people for inspiration and just kind of see what other people are doing. It's so fun to be inspired by other people and, like, seek those people out. Like, I think my favorite TikToker right now is Melody Miles. Like, I just love her vibe, her energy, her style. And then I just follow a ton of people for fashion or for beauty. Like, I follow people for so many different things. And I feel like I don't overconsume in a way to where I'm comparing myself to people, but I'm just learning things from different people. And I think that's where a lot of, like, wannabe influencers go wrong when it comes to how they perceive themselves on social media and perceive others and compare themselves, is because they will, you know, seek inspiration but just compare themselves and drag themselves down. Like, you have to approach it by, like, learning from what other people are doing without copying them, or by I don't know, just taking inspiration and creating your own character online. Well, maintaining your real self, because that's what matters. But
right,
that's
authenticity.
Yeah, that's what I've learned on social media and how I've come up on social media. And I still have a long way to go, but it's fun.
Yeah. There was another video, I thought it blew up, that when you won a car on The Price is Right. Did that one blow up?
Oh, yeah. I've had a few. I won a car on The Price is Right. That video blew up. Well, I had a few videos from that blow up because I was, like, making a series about what actually happens when you win a car, because nobody knows what actually happens, and that you can kind of pick your own car, and that was crazy, but that was great.
Yeah, and your TikTok followers helped you pick the kind of car you should get.
Yeah, my followers helped me to, like, settle on a Toyota for one. Everybody's like, Toyota or nothing. I was like, okay. And so I got a Toyota Camry. I love my car. That was such a crazy experience. But yeah, that was another thing that blew up.
Yeah, the funniest thing was when you won that car, you didn't even have your driver's license yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and I picked
you
it
left
up.
You left Drew Carey speechless.
I did. Not many people can say that.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That was a good episode, though. So going back to, like, social media influencers, me and your dad used to take you to VidCon all the time. Remember that?
And then TanaCon.
TanaCon.
I survived. TanaCon.
I survived TanaCon.
Yes.
I was stuck in the heat.
Oh my gosh, no, TanaCon was so fun for me. Like, probably only me ever.
I didn't get inside.
I got in. So here, let's do my quick TanaCon rundown story real quick, because not many people can say or give a testimony inside of TanaCon.
Yeah.
I can. So we get to TanaCon, the line's wrapping around the parking lot of, what was it, the Hilton in Anaheim?
The Marriott?
The Marriott. Yeah, the Marriott.
It was so hot.
It was the Marriott. And oh my gosh, so I went with my friend Celine. Shout out Celine. Love her so much. We had a friend at the front of the line. The friend was like, come with me. And
Were
we
they
were like,
OSHA people?
Okay. Yeah, it was all OSHA people. And so we went into the front of the line, and then we actually got into the event. I remember the second I stepped in there, it was just so jam-packed in that little lobby area. It wasn't the front of the lobby, it was like the back of the lobby. It was so jam-packed in there, though. Like, the security guards were freaking out, and I remember talking to one security guard, and she was like, I usually work on the Queen Mary. Like, what is this? And I was like, I couldn't even tell you, honestly. I'm just here. I'm like, where's Bella Thorne? And she's like, in there. And so I got in line to meet Bella Thorne. I met Bella Thorne. I'm pretty sure she was really high, but she was so sweet. She made me feel so loved. Like, she talked to me. She put me on her Instagram story.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, I have that screenshot somewhere. And then I met Maud's son. He was also super cool.
Who?
Maud's son. It was her boyfriend. I think. I don't know. Their dynamic on the relationship was complicated. But met Maud's son, and then we left that area, and we were like we were waiting by one of the stages to see who was going to be on. I don't remember who was on at the time, but it was so hard to even get into the ballroom with any of the stages on
I don't
them.
think I could have done that because I'm claustrophobic.
No, you would have died. You would have actually died if you made it inside. Like, you thought it was bad outside? Mm-mm. And so then at the end of the hall, which I think was, like, the main part of the front lobby where the desk was, there was, like, a cafe. So we go to the cafe to regroup. And we're like, okay, what do we want to do? Because this thing is so small. We met Bella Thorne and Watson, really cool, really awesome. But it's kind of a shit show in here. And I don't know, we can't even see who's on the stage right now because there's so many people in there. And, like, it was a mess. And so we're scrolling on Instagram. And then I think our friend opens a Snapchat from one of her friends of, like, a picture of Shane Dawson, Rylan Adams, and James Charles at Pacific City, which is, like, my home mall that's, like, 5 minutes away from where we live. And we were like, what do you mean he's in my town? What do you mean Shane Dawson, the one who doesn't go out in public ever, is in my town? Because at the time, Shane Dawson, peak of his career, before everything. Oh my gosh, we loved him so much. And so I called you guys because you guys were still stuck outside in line, burning in the sun. I call you and I'm like, hey, Mom, how about we get you out of the sun right now and you take us to Pacific City so we can go stalk Shane Dawson, James Charles, and Rylan Adams. And you guys were like, anything to get us out of here. So we hopped in the car. You got all my friends. We went to Pacific City. Our other friend was like texting with their friend who was still there, like stalking them for us while we were on our way. It was insane. Just giving us updates on where they were. They were in Simsies. And so you guys drop us off. We walk up to Simsies and we don't want to interrupt them while we're eating.
Oh, I thought they were in the...
Not Simsies.
They were in the restaurant
that's at the end. Is that not Simsies? No, that's not Simsies.
That's not Simsies.
But it's been renamed so many times.
The one that's attached to the hotel.
Yeah, the one that's attached to the hotel.
Paseo? To the
Paseo. But
Paseo?
it's not, I don't know what it's called.
I don't know the name.
We're going to call it Simsies because I already called it Simsies. It's not Simsies.
There is a Simsies.
There is a Simsies at Pacific City. It's great. This is not Simsies, but we're going to call this Simsies. Anyways, so we get to Simsies. We get in the restaurant, and they're eating. And we're just kind of like, it's a bar restaurant situation, so it's kind of awkward. Like, we're a ton of 14-year-olds just walking into a bar. We all have glitter on our faces from TanaCon, like wearing shirts of Tana.
Oh, that's right. We had
the waiters are just kind of looking at us weird. But I think one of the waitresses knew who they were that were sitting down because we just like kind of pointed and we're like, we're just going to wait. The waitress was cool with it.
Oh,
and so we waited for them to finish eating. We just like hung out in the lounge area. They were just fine with it. And so they're getting ready and then we're like, okay, this is our time to approach. And so we approached them, and they were like, oh, my gosh. Shane, he was like, oh, my God, you just came from TanaCon. And so he's like, what is going on? I've been trying to get a hold of Tana, yada, yada, yada. And so we give him the rundown. Like, we talked to them for a good 20 minutes. We all took pictures on my, like, Canon T6i. I have the highest quality pictures with them. Like, they were all super nice. So I'll give them that. I won't speak on James. Yeah, because we'll get there. But when I met Shane and Ryland, they were angels. They could not have made us feel nicer, especially because we just had approached them. But, they had their moment. I haven't really kept up with them at all. But, that was my day of TanaCon. So I had to get that story out there because that's a golden one.
Yeah. And then you actually saw Tana in the airport.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then I met Tana in JFK.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that because I saw her and she had big glasses on. And I looked at her though and I was like, that's Tana. I just know Tana. I just know that's her. And so I was like, Mom, I think that's Tana. And you're like, well, are you sure? And I was like, let me see. So I go to her Instagram story. This is so creepy. I'm sorry for watching Tana. I don't actually stalk you. But I go to her Instagram story and I'm like, oh, that's the same outfit. That's the same outfit that was 1 hour ago. Oh, she's on her way to JFK right now. Got it. It was her. And so I approach her. She was on the phone with Paige. I vividly remember. I was like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, talk to me. She was so nice. And I don't even know what I said. I was so nervous. I'd never been so nervous to meet someone just because I love Tana so much. Always have, always will. She was just so nice. She was like, you look so good right now. And I was like, I just got off a 9-hour flight and you think I look good right now? She was so nice. And so we just talked about Hurricane Helene, was it? That was about to hit California. We had some weird hurricane the next day. That was like what we talked about. But yeah, she was so nice. She was on our flight, I think. And yeah, I'll never forget that. I love her. And then Trisha.
Oh, yes, Trisha.
And then I met Trisha, who I'm actually mutuals with now on TikTok. I love Trisha so much. In my head, we're best friends.
In my head, we're best friends.
But no, I met Trisha.
And I went to Trishmas, Merry Trishmas.
Yeah, we went to Trishmas last year. And we did meet and greet for Trisha. And she was just she's such a bundle of joy. Like, I can't emphasize enough how much I love her. I don't know why, but, like, she remembered to follow me that night, like, on TikTok. And I remember checking. I was like, wait, she didn't follow, like, many other people. Like, I'm special. I'm the chosen one.
And you were in her video.
Oh, well, we'll get there. But I met her. I told her, like, I want to go on The Price is Right because of you. And then I want a car. And she's like, oh, my gosh, I wish I want a car. And, oh, that was such a good night. And then
didn't you kind of dress like she did on The Price is Right?
Yeah, I purposely tried to dress like Trisha, like as a nod to her. But I was posting like videos that night, and like she's reposting them all, and then the next day I like made a video like totally fangirling and being like, oh my gosh, Trisha just followed me. Like, Trisha, one day I'm gonna be famous enough to be on your podcast. And she reposted it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the chosen one. But yeah, me and Trish are still mutuals on TikTok. I love her so very much. And then, wait, what were we gonna get to?
When you were in the video, we saw her at
And then Trisha goes on tour.
the Eras tour.
The Eras of Trish tour, and I start getting all of these comments on TikTok being like, Samara, you're in Eras of Trish. I'm like, no, what do you mean? I'm not a dancer. Like, did she have a dancer that looked like me? Like, I don't know. And they're like, no, you're in Eras of Trish. Like, you play on the screen. I'm like, what if me could play on the screen? And so I'm getting all these comments, but nobody's telling me what it is or like showing me a screenshot or anything. And so I'm like kind of freaked out because I'm like, what is it? Like, I just want to know what it is. I'm so curious. And it was from a YouTube video of my experience at Trishmas, and she put a little clip in there, and it played at every single show. And I was like,
That was awesome.
I cried so hard when I saw it because I was like,
Well, we went to see her for that at the Greek.
yeah.
So it was nice to see that in person.
Yeah, we got to see it in person at her gender reveal show, and that was, yeah. I love Tana, I love Trisha, I love that they have a podcast together. I love everyone, ever. I just love everybody. But yeah, those are the people who inspire me and that I love so very much.
And then you kind of dropped off with the James Charles because you met him too.
What about James Charles?
Well, he was big, and then he got into some controversy with...
Was it controversy or was it illegal?
Well, I'm sure it was illegal.
Yeah, James Charles. I don't know where to start because I've had personal conversations with him that were just very weird, and we can get into that. I don't mind talking about it. But if we're giving a background on who he is, I mean, I did love James back in the day. And it's sad that he turned into what he did. But the thing is, like, if you have multiple minors coming out against you saying, alleging that you sent them inappropriate pictures and whether or not you knew their age, you should have verified it. And yeah, he's apologized for it and whatever.
But he never got prosecuted.
He never got prosecuted, and he never denied anything. And I think that's very important to remember. Because he took his taking accountability video down completely off the internet. Because he wanted people to forget about it, in my humble opinion, allegedly. Now, should we forget about that? Absolutely not, because I don't think there is any excuse. I don't think there's any space for people like that to remain successful, at least in a position of power over others, because that's dangerous. And there's kids who want to talk to James and see that this is fine for him and will continue to try to pursue that because the kids don't understand, and it's never the kid's fault. But, you know, I'm not saying James has done more since. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm not him.
Is he still posting and stuff?
Yes, but after May
of this year?
Of this year, I mean, apparently his views have dropped on YouTube based off like a summary I watched the other day. But
Interesting.
Do we get into May? Like, how should we bring this up?
Well, his stuff is just... It's weird that if that was actually happening and there wasn't any... Doesn't sound like there was any investigation into it or not, and it's being transferred through the... Not internet, but like phone, Snapchat?
Yeah, Snapchat.
I mean, you're getting into like federal stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, why didn't they do anything?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the kid didn't want to.
But
he did own up to it, and his excuse was that he was desperate.
Yeah, I saw that video.
And that's like, what?
I don't think that would be a legal defense.
That's not a legal defense.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I was desperate.
Yeah, okay. Behind bars you go. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with that. How old is he now?
I don't know.
I just remember the whole thing when he was at Coachella one year and he was wearing these chaps and his bare butt was just... I was like...
That was a big conversation.
Why did you choose to wear that?
Well, that's allegedly what he was showing the minors. Was he has a thing for his own butt. I don't know. I was referring to, though, my conversation with James.
Oh, from...
this year.
Yeah. That was
which
weird
does
too.
get into the Kayla Malik, Evan Johnson stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Which we were going to cover anyways, because, you know, the idea for this podcast topic was just about influencers who have been in legal trouble.
Yes.
And what that looks like. Luckily, we have Evan Johnson locked up. Kayla Malik got her justice. Thank God. But James Charles can't seem to escape getting himself involved and thinks that he should not be involved in. And so the whole conversation with that was that he was allegedly housing Evan during...
Who was?
James.
James was housing him.
He was allegedly housing Evan during all this going down after they broke up and whatnot, and telling Evan to stay quiet and Kayla's crazy and this, that, and the next. And totally just, I don't know. It's just disgusting stuff. And it comes out that all this had happened and Kayla was heartbroken about it. I don't remember if he denied it or what at first, but my involvement in all this, because
I just remember you telling me.
Well,
I was like, what?
Yeah. Here's my involvement. My involvement is that, okay, James made his response video to all of this coming out not even 5 hours after Kayla won her case, okay? He was waiting till the case was over, but literally didn't even let her have her moment. Because it's about women getting justice, right? No, not for him.
Well, he was convicted, right?
Yeah, Evan was.
It was a criminal case.
But James was waiting to speak on his side of the story in favor of Kayla, so nothing could be messed up in court. Kiss my ass. Anyways, sorry, I get mean about him. I don't care. Anyways, so he posts this video and everybody's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, give Kayla Malik her day at least. At least. Don't make this about you. It gets 50 million views. So I make a video saying, James, I imagine you made a good buck, a pretty penny off of that video. Like, if you're going to use this as a time to redirect light onto you and take away from Kayla, why don't you at least donate what you made off that video to, like, domestic violence or whatever? I posted, I think, nothing of it. I'm getting hate from, like, James fans. And, like, whatever.
There's still James fans?
I don't know. I think a lot of his fans are younger and don't know or understand stuff. That's no offense to anybody, but, like, when you're an adult, you understand the severity of everything that's gone on in his past and how unokay it is and how little grace there should be had. And I don't say that lightly, but he DMs me.
James Charles
DMs me. And I don't see it until the next morning. I'm sitting in my class, literally 1 minute away from giving my final presentation. I see James Charles comments on my video, DM'd you with a heart or something. And I was like, what do you mean DM'd you? I didn't see it. Everybody who's, like, verified and DMs me or, like, has a huge account and DMs me, they get put in my, like, spam requests for whatever reason on TikTok.
Weird.
I don't know why. So I go to my spam requests. There it is. Should I pull it up?
You have it?
Should I pull it up? James Charles. Let's see. Oh, I can search the inbox now. That's great. Oh, that's so great. Accounts. No results. Excuse you.
Uh-oh. Did you delete it?
No. Did he delete it? Oh, no, I found it. Okay. Okay. James says, hi, Samara. Just saw your video about the DV donation. I think it's a great suggestion. Would you be open to me stitching your video to discuss it? I'd love to credit you for inspiring the idea, but I also respect if you don't want your video amplified on my page. Once the earnings update on my video's back end, I'll send through the receipt of what it has made. Regardless, do you have any suggestions for charities or companies doing great work to support DV survivors? I'll also do some research. Again, thank you for the video. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I can't look at this right now or think about this. I need to go focus on my final presentation so I can pass this class. But we revisit it. Or I think I did respond before. Yeah, I responded before that. But I was just so, like, taken aback because I'm like, what? Because mind you, I don't like James, okay? I don't respect him as a person, just given his past. Like, I physically can't. And I think a lot of people feel that way. But if you're genuinely trying to do something good, and I told you to do it, and then you come to me for help, like genuinely asking, I'm not going to ignore you, or I'm not going to tell you off. I'm going to try to do what I suggested and try to help you. And so I said, hi, James. Thank you for hearing what I had to say. Like, can I get back to you this afternoon? I'm in class and I need to whatever. And he's like, yeah, you're totally fine. No apologies necessary. Take your time and let me know what you think. To be clear, my video would not be dragging you at all. I'm hoping there would not be any backlash from my audience, because that was my biggest concern. Because I was like, what do you mean you want to stitch my video? Like, that's scary. Because I was being such a bitch in that video. I was like, wait, no. There's going to be backlash from your audience. There already was. And then he goes, best of luck on your presentation. Hope it goes well. And so I look into some organizations for him, and so I tell him Salvation Army, Genesee, I think, those were the only two. I just like broke them down a little bit. And then this was what got me. He goes, Salvation Army? Like the company that does the clothing stores? That's so cool. I didn't know they did that too. I'll probably look into Genesee. I will look into Genesee. I'll probably post this weekend since the analytics are delayed on TikTok's back end. And I would like to be able to transparently show the amount of money I earned from it. And then I was like, yep, that's Salvation Army. No problem, whatever. And then he goes, I'm going to have a conversation with my team about organizations, and I'll brainstorm what I want to say in the video and get back to you tomorrow. And then he goes, hey, I'm looking into organizations right now. I've been thinking about the Stitch video more, and I think that me making a video talking about this is selfish. The conversation should really be focused on Kayla's justice and other women's stories. I fear that people will miss the point and think that I'm trying to get more attention, which will take away from the charity. Regardless, I'll absolutely be donating, and I will keep you posted on my research as well as the analytics when they update. And I said, no problem, thanks for the update. And then he starts sending me like these screenshots. He goes, so far the video has made $1,778, which is not a lot. Well, I'm trying to think back in May. No, the payment hasn't changed that much. It still wasn't a lot. So I was like, oops, sorry, my bad. Thought you made $10K off that. Whatever. Just sent a screenshot of the analytics to your DMs on Instagram since I can't send photos. And I'm like, I don't need your analytics, James Charles. But since you gave them to me, I'm going to show them. Working on the donation with my team, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And then he sends another thing. Just made the donation and sent you info on IG. So let's go to IG now, because that's where he starts sending me stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm not looking for him to prove anything to me. And that's what I started to feel like. And I was talking to my friends about this, and I was like, is this not a little weird? And we started making theories that maybe he wanted me to post about it to make him look good.
I don't know.
But yeah, he sends me his analytics. Okay. And then he sends me the donation. And I don't know. So he sends me the donation, and I would just think, if you... I can't imagine how much he makes off one brand deal. Off one brand deal. I can't imagine. And I'm not here to tell anybody how much they should or shouldn't donate, because, it's amazing that you do that regardless. Given the traffic, given the engagement, and given how that either boosted or hurt his account, because there's a debate on that, it did stay in the four figures. So, and the lesser of the four figures. So I was like, okay, I did tell you to just donate your creator fund, and that's fine. But he's just, I don't know. I thought the whole thing was so weird about him wanting to stitch my video to begin with, because that to me, off the bat, felt fishy. And knowing how he acts as a person, that just did not feel like it was coming from the right place. Because one thing about James Charles is, as much as it may seem otherwise, he's not stupid. He knows how audiences work. He saw how I was talking in that video. I was being such a bitch. And I'll totally own up to that, okay? I should be nicer when I'm trying to get a genuine point across. It's something I'm working on. But he's not stupid, and it felt like he was trying to do something else to begin with. And I think that everything changed tone-wise after he talked to his team.
Oh, well, it clearly seemed like that.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
When you were telling me, I'm thinking, this is just weird that keeps sending you messages.
And sending me screenshots of money. Like, he's showing me how his creator fund's updating. Like, I never asked to see this.
It was just, found it just bizarre.
Yeah. It was. I'm like...
And then the whole thing with Kayla and Evan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was watching those YouTubes last night about that whole situation.
What she went through was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But I'm so proud of her, because I can't imagine how hard that is to share and just get out and then have to deal with the repercussion of it. Because something I saw a lot of was so many people are like, you're dragging it. Like, it's going on for too long now. Like, you got your story out.
Well,
and
she was
like,
a DV victim for how long?
Their relationship was 9 months.
Wow. It's not that long of a relationship, but he was, like, beating on her all the time.
Yeah, but it's like you're freshly processing this stuff. Like, you can't put a time frame on when somebody's allowed to talk about something and how long they're allowed to talk about it for. That's not how healing works. And publicly healing. Because her whole goal is to put it out there so people can either recognize it for themselves or learn how to heal themselves if they've been through it.
And he got convicted and sentenced to 18 months?
I think so.
Wow. Is he out?
No, not yet. But the bottom line is you can't support women wanting to tell their stories while also supporting a time frame.
Yeah.
And saying that somebody's dragging it for attention or dragging it for this. It's like, that's sick. You're sick if you say that somebody is dragging it for attention, because rents do. Like, I pray to God you never have to experience anything like that.
Yeah.
And the strength it takes to talk about it and give her flowers. And McKinley Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
McKinley's, I love McKinley. We're mutuals on TikTok now, and she's commented on a few of my things just pertaining to Jack, because I like to break the legal stuff down or just cover it. And what she went through is also unimaginable, and there's so many parallels to her story and Kayla's.
And hers dealt with OF?
Yeah, it had to do with OF, Jack locking her into a contract where he could own all of her social medias.
Did she ever post the contract? I'd be interested to see that contract.
I don't think so. I don't know if she'd... I don't know, because I watched another video about it, and apparently when she like was asking him questions about, like, do you really own all my social medias? Because, like, I worked hard to get my followings and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he said the contract means nothing. You just have to sign it. Sorry? It's a contract. What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
And so he was owning all of her accounts, her bank, extracting money without her consent.
So he was put on her bank account.
Yeah, if that's how that works. It was so bad. And then the situations that he subjected her to.
How much money did she ever say how much money total he took from her?
No, because I think she was still able to buy her car. What we were watching was a summary, so I don't think we got the full story. I mean, like, we could sit down and watch the full 5 hours.
Oh,
I did, but it's a lot to remember, all the details. But the thing about Jack is, like, he has a lot of defenders. He has a lot of defenders, and it's... I don't know who his fan base is. I really don't.
Guys that subscribe to OF.
I guess, but it's like, are there enough of I don't know. Maybe. But I don't know who his fan base is, but he has defenders, which is so odd to me, because even with, all this is allegations, this hasn't, from what we know, been brought to the authorities or anything. But even just with all these being allegations, let's say there's no truth, so just dismiss it. Let's look at everything caught on camera. Let's look at the live stream of the aftermath of McKinley being robbed at gunpoint and her asking him to stop the live and him saying, "You'll be so glad we have this." What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Or him flipping the golf cart on her. Like, that is not normal human behavior. No matter what you want to say about the entire story, the stuff that we do have that's fact and that you can watch right now, that is not a normal person that we're dealing with here. Mm-hmm. And I don't doubt for a second anything that's happened to her and that she's spoken about.
I wonder if he's ever been psychologically evaluated.
He needs to be. He needs to be imprisoned.
So he's never been charged with anything related to her, anyway.
Right. We don't know if she's going to do anything.
But he was recently arrested.
He was recently arrested, though.
And he has a court date coming up in January.
He does. And I'm sure he's not going to get sentenced, you know, God willing. But, like, if it's his first offense, like, he's not. But we'll see what happens if McKinley decides to do anything. I'm sure she's probably still gathering evidence because she just found that AirTag. So, I don't know. I'm sure she has probably a great legal team.
But isn't she still on his website?
Yes,
which
I
is
saw
weird.
last night. McKinley, if you're watching this, you are still on Jack's website. Let me pull it up and show you because Camilla's on it too. Camilla should not be on it. Under people he represents, jackdoherty.com/management. Okay, Jack Doherty is still advertising that he manages McKinley on his website, as well as Camilla.
Wow.
And Camilla's the podcast that she went on. Like,
I wonder, why is that not down yet?
I don't know, but that feels like a lawsuit she wanted. I don't know. Yeah, he's gross. But yeah, hopefully something will come of it if she wants. He's a weird one, though. Because it's like, I don't know. I think there's a few things that he could definitely get convicted of. But with Kayla, she had a lot of evidence. Like, she, in the back of her mind, like, something was telling her, record this, document this, and, like, she's able to present that when. Some stuff was recorded with McKinley. Like, you could maybe try to fight for the golf cart thing. But I think the stuff of him, like, throwing her against the wall, this, that, and next, a lot of that wasn't caught on camera. The AirTag thing, though, is interesting. I feel like that is probably criminal.
Yeah, I forget what the code section is, at least in California.
Yeah.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. Could be chargeable.
Yeah, so we'll see on that one. He's just disgusting. He looks like Cassandra Bowman's little brother. Like, can't. He looks 14. Like, he's so... Anyways, I need to stop reading him. No, I don't. He's a piece of shit. Anyways. Justice for McKinley.
Yeah, there just seems to be a lot of influencer drama and stuff that could be either criminally involved, and it seems like, okay, is law enforcement not going to do anything about certain things when it's just all out there?
It's drama, but it should not be drama.
Yeah.
Like, it should not be classified as drama because it's criminal.
Yeah, and there's people that seem like they're getting away with things that they shouldn't
at all
be able to get away with, but we're not the law enforcement officers. So.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll sure act like it.
Well, thanks so much.
Of
I know
course.
That was a lot that we covered, but
yes, no, it was so fun.
I'm just glad that you came up and were able to do this with me.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. It's been like my dream to be on a podcast and have my own one day. So.
Yes. Hopefully our followers grow because you were on it.
Yes. Yes. I'm sure it will.
All right. Well, then we're signing off. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.